Oh, come on, type.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Variant Roles for MCG Mixtape. I am your host and game master, Dan Gaston. I use he, him pronouns, and I am super excited to be here with another installment of our Vislae anthology series, the weirder, spoopier, much better version of Friends, that takes place in Saturnine, the actuality, the city of notions. And we've got a slight lineup change for tonight. And I'm going to kick things off by letting Emma, our new player, first time, long time listener, first time caller, let us know who she is playing tonight.
Uh, Greetings and salutations. I'm Emma. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And today I will be playing Daphne, a bizarre stoic goetic who writhes and squirms.
Excellent. I am so excited for this because I love these fortes so much. I love these character sentences. I just love everything about Invisible Sun. And we all know how much I like Goetics, so I am biased. But there you go. My game, my prerogative, I'm allowed. All right, let's keep it going and throw it over to Alexis.
Whew. Hi, I am Alexis. Uh, I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing uh, Tell Serena. She is an aromatic empath weaver, or empathic weaver, who speaks with the moon.
Excellent. So great. We had some nice silver claw action going on last
That's
week,
right. That's
and
right.
I'm here for the continuation. All right,
Oh, yes.
let's keep it going, and we'll go down to our bottom row there. Anders, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I'm really excited for tonight. I'm Anders and I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Anders_D_K on Twitter. And I am playing Key, a
Oh no.
connected, stoic apostate who caught fire's eye.
Excellent. Excellent. Our apostate rebels burn it all down, and that's what we'll roll with today. And last but not least, now officially the old man of the group with his third session of Invisible Sun, we've got Matthew.
You can just call me the daddy of the group. I am playing Nigel. He is a bizarre stoic Vance who consorts with demons. I use he, him pronouns. And so I, as Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I'm just going to do this in reverse. Yeah, Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter, he, him pronouns. Nigel also uses he, him pronouns. And we're very excited to be here and get back me on.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, and we pick up somewhat unusually for Invisible Sun. We often have lots of downtime between sessions, but we're picking up right where we left off in/leaving the Nebulous Quirk, our friendly local coffee shop in the bottom level, ground level of Autumn Run Towers, the apartment complex that everyone sort of lives in and on and around and in trees and whatever else. And we are kicking off as you came to the defense after a spidering of the owner of this, Mrs. Kilgrath, who turned out not to be the wrong cat that you thought, but actually a demon hiding themselves and their true nature, and made an offer of a job that you could potentially pick up down in the Undersling to get some money to get Nigel his left arm back. By finding a renegade angel, a fugitive angel wanted for justice, supposedly for 2 murders by the Pinion Court, which is located in the Undersling. And Mrs. Kilgrath gave it to you on good authority that this angel, named Va, V-A, was hiding out in the Undersling itself. So, as you're sort of recuperating from your adventure, spidering and beating on a table that you thought was going to kill a cat, and take a breather to recenter yourself and use some of your rest actions to replenish some of your depleted pools. In walks your friend, Daphne.
Hi, Nigel.
So I'm just coming out of the bathroom, and I'll go up me left. It's my left arm. That's the one that's left, and I got me left arm wrapped up my hand because I cut it for a blood contract. And I look up at you, and I'm just like, Daphne. Well, there are no coincidences here, are there?
Your arm is, you look like shit. Your arm's gone. Where's your arm?
I trusted someone.
And you lost your arm in the process?
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Yeah, I lost my arm once, but I got it back.
Oh, yeah. A lot more flexible when it came back on.
Perhaps. So what are you doing here?
What we always do here, ain't that right, Key? We're just drinking coffee and taking care of the plants.
Yes, taking care of the plants. Hi, Daphne. I'm just gonna sort of move myself so I'm standing in front of the plants' remains. Daphne can't quite see them. Hello, Daphne.
Hello, Key. Your plants look like shit.
I mean, they're not technically my plants, but they do look like shit because of me. That's fine. Do you have plans this afternoon?
I have a feeling I'm about to.
Well, because we were all thinking we might go find dear unfortunate Nigel a new arm.
Oh. Yes. Where?
Down in the Undersling, I believe is where we were headed, right, Nigel?
Yeah, we got a nice job, fair and square, from the proprietor of this establishment. Well, suspected proprietor.
Well, let's go.
Let me pack up my knitting. Pop that in a bag underneath one of my many folds of clothing.
What does Telserina knit? Can I ask? Is it normal?
Do you really want to know?
Is it people?
Listen, information has a price.
All right.
I mean,
I didn't want to do that bad.
I knit all sorts of things. Maybe one of these days you'll see one of my creations. I knit this shawl.
Oh, well, that's lovely. So as long as it's things like that, then we're fine.
Well, sometimes.
All right. So, you venture out into Fartown and make your way to leave the district so you can catch the train to get across town. So, Fartown is perpetually autumn. There is leaves in multicolored hues, perpetually always falling from the trees and being swept up at night. Where they reappear, how they reappear is something that no one necessarily knows. The air is crisp but sunny, and you make your way out of Fartown and to the gate to the Hollows, which is a slum district, although nearby is the train station that you can catch through the rest of Saturnine, because Fartown, where most Vislae live, is kept in its own pocket dimension with only a single entrance in and out that connects it physically to the rest of the city. The train is looks kind of like a early 19th century or early 20th century, train. Looks kind of like a steam engine. It's passenger rail that goes through the city. You have to make your way across town to the Confederacy of Cloisters, where there's an entrance that will lead you to the cavern beneath the city where the Undersling is located. And so as you approach the station, there is a relatively nondescript human-looking male in like a, uniform of the Saturnine Rail Company who is, ticket, please.
Do we have tickets?
Of course I got a ticket. I start searching my pockets for my ticket.
Where is my ticket?
If you don't have a ticket, any points where there's like someone else, at a booth selling tickets for various fairs.
Oh, I might have forgotten to purchase a ticket. Allow me to go purchase a ticket, and I'm going to go wander to the ticket booth.
So to get all the way across town will cost you 20 crystal orbs.
Oh my god, that's almost a week's salary, or month, whatever it is.
Or wait, no, sorry. That is probably if you're leaving and going somewhere else in Indigo. Within city, let's say it's 5 crystal orbs.
All right.
That's
Each? Is that each?
That is each, yes.
Where's I can't read anything with these. Where's
I put
What do I
money
have in
under
money?
your. If you click over to house and neighborhood,
Oh.
I put how much income you
Hey!
have per week, and as well as your initial savings. So the initial savings is the amount of money you have currently.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, 5 crystal, that's nothing.
Five. You said five crystals.
5 crystal. Yep.
Find my voice after a coughing fit.
Does anyone on this platform look like they might be a bit more well-to-do?
So most of the people here, some look like they're probably from the Hollows, so they look a little down on their luck, down on their heels. And then there's a mixture of other people here because it is the train station nearest Firetown. And so all of the various Vislae sort of cover the gamut as you do in wealth and status. So there's probably at least a few individuals that look a little bit more well-to-do.
Do any of those individuals have any loose hanging shiny things?
Well, they might. There
Crime.
is definitely a short woman that her head has no mouth on it. It's just solid sort of flesh where her mouth would be. But she is wearing sort of a top that leaves her like belly exposed because her belly is a giant mouth. So she is standing and talking with someone beside her, a human male who is enormously obese and floating on a bed that looks like it's made out of like little individual crystals, sort of just reclining on it. And they both look a little well-to-do. They're dripping with opulence. And chances are both of them would have a purse of some kind that would carry their crystal orbs and such in it.
I wonder what he does with the bed when he gets on the train.
It probably just floats in. It's almost like it's not formed out into a big bed. It's almost like he is just like reclining on like balloons, but the balloons are crystals and multicolored. So it's not like super big. It sort of just cushions along his side. Almost like he's laying on a fainting couch, like he's stretched sideways.
It's actuality hedonism bot.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Oh no.
I love it.
Yeah. There is what you assume is a thought form beside him, so it looks kind of like the person on the train. So you think it's a thought form, so they're intelligent but not sentient. They look like people, but they're not really people because they don't have a soul, and they do all of the the work that other people don't want to do, like cleaning and servitude type stuff, and is feeding the man grapes.
I'm gonna look at Key and be like, "What are you thinking about?"
And why is it crying?
Oh, is Anderson's frozen?
I think Anders froze.
Wow. I was like, is he like the greatest actor known to man? Because that face has not moved.
Oh
He's
no.
thinking so hard.
So much thinking happening right now.
Oh, hopefully his power didn't go out.
Oh, you're right. Oh no.
I hope so.
Well, I'm just gonna kind of turn to Daphne, I guess. What you make of that? And I'm gonna gesture over to the crystal bed hedonism bot. Okay.
She's gonna start spacing off and not answer.
Oh, Daphne, for fuck's sake.
She's gonna start mumbling to herself about things that you can't hear.
You got brainworms. 10-inch brainworms up in there.
I'm back. I do.
Oh.
There we go.
Hey.
He's back.
Well, I'm Nigel now, so let's go get me an arm.
Incorrect. Did you
Daphne, what happened to your accent?
What?
Sorry.
What?
What did I come back to?
When you came back, we all switched around, so I was in Nigel's spot. So I just went with it.
I did that in the wrong order. I unmuted myself to sneeze, but it was incorrect.
We're doing great.
Yeah, off to a good, strong sophomore episode.
Yeah,
Good,
that's right.
really good.
That's
This is
right.
fine.
We're not losing focus or floundering at all. It's
No,
fine.
not at all. Not at all.
No.
Ooh.
Hmm. So, Key, your audio up. You all good there, mate? Or lass?
Yep, I'm here. I'm good. I think we've got it.
So, Key, what you thinking about?
Well, I really want a giant floating crystal chair. That looks terribly in fashion, but I doubt he gets off of it.
No, it's not very likely he gets off of it, but maybe we could just take like a piece of it for you to remember him by.
I can't ride on a piece of it.
No, but you can keep it as memorabilia and such.
Do you think I could make a little friend out of a piece of it?
You can make anything, Key. You're brilliant.
We should steal a piece of it, and I will make it into a little friend for us.
There we go. Gotta start somewhere, don't you?
All right. So how do you want to try and steal this piece of crystal from Actuality Hedonism Bot's floating bed?
Hadn't gotten that far yet. So he's talking to the woman with the mouth for a stomach. Does she
Yeah.
have eyes?
She does. Yeah. Yep. Her the rest of her face is there. It's just her mouth has been relocated from her head to her stomach and changed in size. The one on her stomach is quite like very large across her stomach, which gives her a very deep voice. It's very resonant.
Nigel, I'm not a very good talker to strangers. I'm going to turn and look at Daphne, and then tell Serena.
What do you need, Papa?
I need a distraction.
Oh, is that right?
Okay.
Just, I need them to not notice me.
Daphne,
Hmm.
thoughts?
Well, I have a lot of friends inside me. They might help.
That sounds good.
But sometimes I get a little carried away with it. You might have to give me a little bit of direction. Otherwise, I don't know. I might get a little too close to them. So let's go.
Define to. Never mind.
You see, like, one of the tentacles that just kind of hangs out on my arm get like a little bit bigger.
And like periodically, like Daphne's limbs look like they move too fluidly to, be made out of bone and things like that. They kind of stretch a little bit.
Amazing. Amazing. Remind me
That's
what time
great.
of day this is?
It is probably at this point. You took some time. It's like late morning,
Okay.
around noon.
I'm always better at things at night, but this is fine.
What do you
Let's-
think?
Oh,
I'm gonna get like just a little too close to you.
I get closer. This is fine. I like your idea. Let's go with it.
So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to slap them? No? No. Okay. No.
I think we just need something to happen. So why don't you bring out one of your friends to play?
All right. So I guess I'm gonna summon one of my tentacle hands.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can use your Forte ability, which I think is literally called Tentacle Hand.
It is. And my hand can become a tentacle. And it can stretch so that my overall reach is twice as far as normal.
Yeah.
What do I want to do with this? Gods. If I had a tentacle, what would I do with it?
Could slap me.
That would be
What
so
would you do with a tentacle?
Okay, yeah. I'm going to take Talsarina's hand and start walking along with her. And I'm gonna like lean in and pretend that she says something to me, and I'm gonna stop and scream and summon my tentacle and slap her across the face.
There we go. Yes.
Okay. All in the attempt of distracting this couple
right.
who is talking. Okay. So all right. So Daphne, I'm gonna say that you're acting here to interfere with this couple. The challenge level is relatively low. I'm gonna set it at a 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to start you off with an asset of +1 for the fact that you're using your tentacle hand. And even though this is Saturnine, the actuality, they're Vislae who've gone through the changeries. Tentacle hand's not that weird, but still, you're slapping someone with a tentacle hand, so it's a little bit shocking. So that's going to be an asset.
Okay.
And I think you don't have any skills that apply here.
Nope.
But if you wish, you could spend Bene from your interaction pool, because it's like you're interacting with Talsarina, but you're trying to mislead and lie to these other people. So you could spend a Bene from that pool if you wish, which would add 1 to your venture. So your venture right now is at 1 for the fact that you're using your tentacle hand. The challenge is a 3, so that venture has brought it down to a 2.
Okay.
Or you can just roll, and as long as you get 2 or higher on the dice, you succeed.
We're gonna chance it, and I'm just gonna roll, and we're gonna see what happens.
All right, let it ride.
Oh God, and I've already dropped it. Fine, this is fine. I'm not nervous. I got a 3.
Excellent. All right, so you haul off and smack Talsarina across the face with your giant tentacle hand, which like cups around her head, right? Because your hand has gotten obscenely long. So it like smacks her around. Remember, folks, consent-based violence here.
That's right. I said she could.
You said that she could.
Totally,
It was my idea.
Yeah. So this will provide an asset for Key, who is presumably going to try and steal one of these crystals. So Key, tell me a bit about how you're going to steal this.
I want to just sort of walk as nonchalantly as I can, sort of around behind him, and as the slap happens, just sort of stumble into him and then, oh, I'm sorry, and move on and grab a crystal and snap it off as I go. Hopefully they're
Okay.
snappable crystals.
All right, so let's start building your adventure here. So what have you got that we're gonna apply to this theft?
The desire that I wanted.
Okay, excellent.
I don't know if
Alright.
I have anything that helps
So
here.
okay, so you're getting an assist from the whole distraction thing. So that's gonna be a 1 to your venture just from that assist.
Okay.
And I'm just looking. Yeah, so unless you're using any additional like magic or anything, your venture is at 1. Their challenge is going to be a little bit higher, so their base challenge is a 3. But stealing from the guy's bed situationally, I'm going to put that at a 4. So we're looking at a challenge of a 4, but your venture's at a 1, and you can, based on your approach, which is the sort of like the bump and, do we call it the bump and tuck?
Yeah,
it's
that's exactly
it's the
what
like
it
where
is.
you bump into somebody and lift their wallet from their suit jacket kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's he gets shifted and I move with him, and
Okay, so you can spend bene from your accuracy pool for this.
oh, I've already used up one of those, and I don't have very many of them. We're just gonna hope that the actuality is going to let my dice roll good today, unlike
Okay.
last week.
And you can always
Go
pump
for it.
sortilege into it if you wanted.
No, I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, and you said I
It was
had a
3.
help.
It was 4, and the venture of 1 reduces it to a 3, so a 3 is a success.
Yes.
So you sort of
Feel it.
stumble into the bed and it rocks, and you kind of reach underneath it and tug at one of the crystals, which comes off in your hand.
I'm just gonna tuck it in here, so it just sort of disappears, and then just sort of casually make my way back over towards Nigel.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, there it is, love. You got what you wanted. It wasn't that hard. All you had to do was try.
Of course, we'll have fun with it on the train.
Yeah, we will. We will. Let's get on that train.
Yeah, so meanwhile the train is starting to like smoke and getting close to leaving the station. The man and the woman hand over tickets and get on the train.
Yep.
All right. So so you get on the train and it goes through, cuts across Saturnine, going through district after district until it lets you off in the Confederacy of Cloisters, which is the like temple district. It's basically like churches and temples and a lot of the religious buildings in this district. It's very clean, but one of the entrances to the cavern to the Undersling is here. It's near the train station. When you get to it, it's like a very like rickety, it's got almost like a bus stop like cover over it, and it's basically just a hole in the ground with a set of spiral stairs that go down. There's like a railing around it and a little gate, and it just has one of those like chain link things clicked across it with a sign hanging off of it to stop the casual person, with a big warning sign on it that basically says proceed at your own risk, Undersling danger.
While we're on the train, I want to cast a spell on my new little crystal.
Okay,
If I can.
absolutely. What spell would you like to cast?
I want to make a little friend, and I love my friends, and so I want to take the crystal out and cast the invigorator spell on it, and just give him a little personality, give him a name, just sort of lean down and What name do I want to give you? Dimitri. And just cast the spell on him, and he comes to life. Well, the crystal doesn't come to life, but a little spirit comes and lives inside of him.
Yeah, so like a small translucent spirit is summoned by your casting, and for the sake of narrative, like thump, inhabits the crystal and sort of starts living in it. The crystal gets this little soft glow to it, and it will basically not leave your side while the spell remains active. And you can give it specific guidelines of what to watch out for.
I want him, while we're down here in the Undersling, to keep an eye out for angels for us.
Okay. All right.
Keep him with me, my little friend.
Excellent. So it has 360-degree vision. The spell stays active until depleted, and we only have to check at sunrise or sunset to see if it's still active. And it has basically, other than the 360-degree vision, it's got like normal human vision. So it can't see invisible things. It doesn't have any special insight. If you could see it, it will see it. And you just cast it, and we don't need a roll because there is nothing resisting it. It wants to be summoned. Your spell just happens and takes effect.
He's my friend. Of course he wants it.
Absolutely. All right. And I imagine it just it does you're the only one who can really hear it, but it's just doing the like it just like hums and bops along. It's kind of like one of the guilty sparks from Halo. Your little floating AI watchdog. All right. So you have the entrance to the Undersling.
Oh, this is good. I think this should be fun. So, hey, while we're down here, you know what we should do? If we're going to be hunting an angel, right? A right proper angel, we got magics and all, and that's real good. But what if, hear me out, what if we went, since we're in the Undersling, what if we bought some weapons?
Smart.
Yeah.
Like what kind?
Well, we're supposed to bring that angel to the Pinion Court, right? So maybe some ropes or handcuffs or manacles.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless any of you already got stuff like that already. I know I don't, unfortunately.
Nope.
I've always wanted a nice pair of manacles.
That sounds about right.
All right.
I just have my yarn, so.
So you descend the spiral staircase, which starts out as, solid metal steps, but the deeper it twists down, it becomes like rusted and rotten out, as if the stairs are physically falling apart, until you're creaking along on treads that seem like they should buckle under your weight, but don't. And then you exit out onto a stone platform in a relatively dark and expansive cavern underneath the city. There is a rickety, small, very narrow bridge that is connected by chains that go up into the darkness above you towards the roof of the ceiling, and it creaks and sways ominously back and forth and extends out over this chasm to where you can see the faint lights of the Undersling, which is a large island of rock and several smaller ones connected to it by bridges that is hanging almost hammock-like, connected to these rusted chains that ascend and anchor it to the ceiling above, and it just sways subtly back and forth. And every once in a while you hear like a thwang as a chain like snaps, rusted apart, and like falls and then dangles in, and where you can see there's like a swarm of activity as like creatures and beings and like thought forms and stuff are crawling over some of the chains and like repairing them. This place seems to be in a constant state of falling apart and being repaired. And the same is happening with the bridge. And then there is a group of boatmen who kind of look like they've got these like gondola type boats that they're also providing ferry service back and forth across the bridge. And yes, we should play a Sooth card.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
happening.
Should have played one earlier, but we'll play it now. All right, we have played the first Sooth card, and we have played the Imperator. This is the Sovereign of Visions. So let me pull this up here.
Oh.
All right, so visions, swans, blades, water. So the visions will be tied to your family from your heart. That's written on your character sheet. So if you're visions,
That's me.
yep.
It me.
So for everybody, everyone gets +1 to their ventures right now. So everyone's got a +1. But if visions is one of the things that is part of your heart, you are at +2. That is the nature
Hey.
of the sovereign.
All right.
So that's mechanically what happens right now. Sometimes conflict is needed, and the Imperator believes that keeping a level head and using intellect and wisdom rather than rage or brute force paves the path to victory. All right.
Okay.
So, the Undersling is a dark and dangerous place. It is home to mercenaries, the best warriors in Saturnine, old retired soldiers, thugs, trainers in the martial and weapon arts, assassins, and a lot of bars that run a fighting circuit. So a pay for fighting circuit with champions and, all the blood sports one could want. There is also, of course, given the people who make this their home, there is plenty of weapon shops, forges, and people who deal in violence. Generally down here, might makes right. There's not really much in the way of cheating, because if you think of a smart way to gain an advantage over a foe, that's fair. The only thing they don't like much of is like mind control magic. That's a kind of cheating that they don't really like, because it removes people's agency. So, they're a complicated bunch. So these ferrymen and ferrywomen, ferry people, are calling out their fares, which is basically like 5 crystal if you're too much of a wimp to cross the bridge, they will ferry you across. And that's literally what they say. They're negging you basically to try and get you to take their ferry service.
Yikes.
Oh wow.
Well,
I didn't say they were good people.
Right. Well, my mama didn't raise no punk, so I'm gonna try to go across the bridge. How far? But before I say that, how wide is this chasm?
It's like a couple hundred feet to get to the island.
Oh, a couple hundred feet. I don't know if I can make it with my magics if I fuck this up and die. Yeah, you know what the All right, is that a long distance or a very long distance?
Okay, so
I can jump a long distance laterally.
So a long distance is up to about 30 meters, which is like 90 some feet.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is probably like very long.
Well, then I'm gonna be taking the ferry because I can't make it across by my own.
You don't want to just walk across it. It's a bridge. You just walk.
Why don't you walk across it first?
Okay. I'm going to skip over to the beginning of the bridge, and then I'm going to start walking across the bridge and probably die.
I mean, it creaks back and forth, terribly. You're about midway across at one point when one of the chains near you snaps and like falls down, rattling over the side. But otherwise, you keep across and walk over to the other side.
All right, then I will cross the bridge.
The same thing.
Okay.
Same. I'll go.
Fine.
Everyone makes it across. Every once in a while, like the boat people are like taunting you. It's gonna break. You're gonna fall. You should have taken the boat. But you all make it across. I mean, it's a little hairy in places, but it doesn't actually collapse on you.
Now this is the actuality. Do you mean there's actual hair?
It is not, but it could be.
I heard a rumor that Alice and her crew paid the ferry to get across.
Well, then, Nigel, you're already closer to fighting Alice and,
You see,
dignity.
Alice.
we can take them.
Alice is the one who took me on in a deal when she double-crossed me. She a criminal.
That's
And
right.
she hangs with this group. I don't think they're friends. In fact, I got the distinct impression they don't all like each other, but they do things together, and they're the right power for them. They're stronger than we are, that's for sure.
Well, it would only be fair if we took her arm, so we should do that. We should put that on our to-do list.
See, that's what I said.
We can put it on our to-do list, but for now, I gotta get my own arm on my own terms.
Oh, sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm going to start walking and looking for a weapon shop.
Yeah, let's go get some weapons.
It's pretty quick to find. You basically start down the street, and it's as I described this previously, it's like one of those strips in a good old boy kind of place where it's like liquor, guns. So it's basically like bar, guns.
Right, it's my hometown.
Yeah. But there is one of the places that sort of catches your eye pretty quick is a place that is called Suits, Boots, Blades, and Guns. And it's like there's like mannequins in the front that have like relatively nice tailored like suits and stuff, but you could also see like an array of firearms and weapons and various other goods in the windows.
Shall we?
It looks perfect. I think I know what I'm gonna get.
I want to shake hands with each of the mannequins as we pass. Hi, nice to meet you. Hello. Make sure they all know that I want to meet them too.
Yes.
Key, would you like a joy?
Aww.
Love a joy.
Okay,
Making
so
friends and all
yeah,
that.
take a joy, and yes, like the third mannequin whose hand you shake grips your hand back, and then leans down. It's like totally featureless face, sort of bulges out a little bit as if a face was pressing against the back of fabric, and sort of stretches it to just give the faint distinction of like eyes, nose, and mouth. Hello, Key.
Hi. What is your name?
My name is Esmeralda.
Oh, Esmeralda. Is this a good shop?
Oh, this is a delightful shop.
And they won't try to cheat us?
No, the owner seems fair.
Good. Thank you, Esmeralda.
I've been haunting the place for a while now.
Oh.
I rather like, and sort of the mannequin like sort of squirms a little bit. I rather like this body.
Oh, it's a very nice body. I'm quite fond of it.
It sort of like turns sideways and like poses. and sort of like runs the hands and goes, it was much better than my old one anyway.
Oh, it's quite nice.
And that one's quite rotten by now.
Well, Esmeralda, if you ever want to come hang out in Saturine's the big place.
Fartown?
Fartown. There we go. In Fartown. Just let me know. I would love to have you come stay with me.
Oh, excellent. Well, if I ever decide to take a little journey out of the shop, I'll be sure to look you up. Shh, don't tell anybody I was here.
I'm going to give her just a little kiss on the corner of her mouth. Okay. And go inside.
Bless you, dear.
Did the rest of us see this happen by any chance?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, we're walking by. I like your limbs. You have nice limbs. Then keep going.
They're very nice, thank you. All right.
Hello. See, Key, you're not all that bad about talking to people, you see?
Just people that seem like people. I like people who are still.
Ah.
I like people who are demons.
That's just demons.
Yeah, it is. They ain't got no soul. That's the best part about it. And they want mine. Feels good to be wanted, don't it?
It depends, doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't.
No. Just being desired's all I ever wanted.
You don't care by whom?
No.
Well then.
Ain't nothing
That's a lot to unpack.
Ain't nothing says I gotta reciprocate.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So as you're sort of having that conversation, there is a voice at the back of the shop, and you hear a guess, clientele, and this diminutive woman sort of skips out, and she has this finely tailored, pinstriped, double-breasted suit, and very dark eyes with just a faint glimmer of sparkle in them, and her hair's kind of like up in like a curled, updo sort of fashion. She has very dark painted nails, and she just comes out and goes, welcome to Suits, Boots, Blades, and Guns. I am the proprietor, Ariadne. What can I do for you?
I'm going to get like really close to her, and these little tentacles are going to come out of my face and just like put their little tentacleness on the sides of her face, like hold it. We want weapons. Do you have any?
And she sort of just blinks. She goes quite still, but doesn't seem to miss a beat, and just blinks. And you can see now her eyes are perfectly black, except the pupil of each one is a starburst that just glimmers sort of faintly. And she goes, my dear, I have all manner of weapons. Should I show you?
Yes. And my little, they're going to like unsuck themselves from her face.
Delightful. Let's get down to work. And she like takes off the suit jacket and sort of like rolls the sleeves up of her shirt underneath. And it's open part way, and you can see actually the upper part of her chest is translucent. So you can see through the skin and muscle, and you can see just contained by her ribs, you can actually see like her heart beating and her lungs working. And she says, well, let's get to it then. And starts skipping out around the room, placing, like touching at various panels and like spinning things while singing to herself. Everyone can imagine essentially someone dancing around the shop, singing something about weapons, guns, and clothing to the song of Be Our Guest.
Oh, no.
As she
Yes!
is like undoing things, and like, various panels are reconfiguring from like displaying primarily clothing to displaying primarily weapons. And there's just like, there is rifles, there are handguns, there is like swords of all shapes and sizes, there is knives, there's clubs, there is everything.
This is quite a shock. You know what? I was thinking about buying. I don't know if you got it, but based on the name, okay, it's boots, right? And then
Yeah.
what were the other
Right.
what were the other things? Blades?
Suits,
Yeah.
blades,
Yeah.
guns.
Guns.
Okay. Okay, here's what I want. I want something that's a boot, right?
Yep.
A blade,
Mm-hmm.
and a gun all in one.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
let me see. I may have at least some of what you're after.
All right. You know what? Maybe I can get like one boot that's got a knife in it and the other boot got a gun in it.
We might be able to help you out here.
Yeah, good.
Let me go to the special section just
Good.
for you.
Yeah.
And she starts rummaging around, and eventually returns with a pair of mismatched boots
Oh, it's perfect.
because she had to take one from two different sets. And she sort of plops them down, and they're like functional, tough leather boots. They definitely look like they belong on a soldier. They're not fancy. They're very practical. And she shows you how on one of them you can click the heel a certain way and a blade pops out of the toe.
Yep. Yep.
And the
Checks out.
and the other one clicks, and there's a little barrel that pokes out of the top, and it's like a single shot like pistol basically.
Yeah, I'll never use these things in my life. I'm gonna buy them. How much are they?
All right. So the boot with the blade is going to count as a light weapon.
All right.
And so light weapons do 2 points of damage.
All right.
And I'm going to say that this is 25 crystal orbs.
All right.
And it is a level 2 item.
All right.
And then the pistol boot, is going to be 35 crystal orbs.
All right.
It's a medium weapon, so it does 4 points of damage.
All right.
And it's a level 4 and long range.
So 55 crystal total then.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I am fucking broke. I bought them both.
Nigel.
Delighted to do business.
Oh.
These are special items indeed.
What, Key?
No, they just they're lovely.
Thank you. I like the fact that they're from two different, makes and, different colors. I like things that are unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm horny for demons, so I like things that look weird.
I'm gonna like lean over to Key and be like, does it make you as uncomfortable as it does me?
Can you imagine walking in boots with two different heels? It's gonna
No.
off.
Two different shades, two different boots, heights, styles? No.
You know what, though? It's not as bad as walking around with one arm.
Now, what about something to fit my witch aesthetic? I need some boots.
Oh, well, of course.
And if they do special things, that's even better.
Well,
But they need to be tall and they need to lace up. That's definite.
Oh, so you want a pair of shit kickers? this we can do. And she disappears and comes back after a couple of moments with tall, like knee-high, lace-up black boots that have a silver cap across each toe.
Yes.
And so they're totally functional boots, but they'll also qualify as a light weapon. So like you can kick someone with them, and it'll be a light weapon. Actually, scratch that. They're a medium weapon.
Oh hey.
They're a fairly heavy cap on them, and they are a level. Let's see, they're a level 2, and they cost 20 crystal orbs.
Cool. Just out of curiosity, what sorts of different effects do your boots have? Are they all just various mundane weapons, or are they like magically enchanted, any of them?
Well, yes, absolutely. Some of them, although much higher price bracket, but we do have a variety of specialized and kindled items that we procure from some of the finest makers in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Some that enhance your ability to strike your foe. Although, many kindled items, of course, come with some drawbacks as well. But if you're interested, we do have here these, and sort of illustrates a similar pair, but they're just fancier. There's some shine on that silver. There's like runes kind of in, arcane symbols etched into it, stitched into the boot. These go for about 150 crystal orbs, but they do provide significant enhancements. And it boils down to they give you an additional bene in accuracy, but they give you a, let's say, they give you a vex in... They give you a vex in interaction.
Oh.
So the way vex works and bene. So bene, of course, like it's basically an extra point that you can spend whenever you're going to spend it. And a vex is like a bene, except I decide when you spend it. But then once it's spent, it's gone until you next sort of like, the next day, or you rewear the boots again, sort of thing.
Okay. Interesting. How fixed are those prices of yours?
Well, so she's open to negotiation, but that will involve a challenge.
Oh.
Tell Serena.
Yes.
Would you mind if I took a look at them just really quickly?
Oh,
I think they have
sure.
a pretty good eye for value.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I don't know why my accent changed. Wonderful.
So I do have my
Appraisal.
shadow skill is appraisal.
Yeah.
So could I appraise these boots?
Absolutely. And I think here we don't need a roll. You're skilled and skilled enough. But that's about the going rate. There's probably some wiggle room. She might be able to negotiate down. But this is like MSRP, what they're asking.
Well, she's not cheating you, but you could probably get her to go down a little.
Good to know. So, let's see. I have 2 different skills that, well, no, never mind. I have 1 skill. And it could help.
Understanding motives?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's more about reading people than negotiating.
Okay.
There would be others, skills are loose, but yeah, we would have more like enhancement on positive social interactions or persuasion. But you can spend from your interaction pool here. You can spend bene from your interaction pool, and sortilege like anything else. I'm gonna say negotiating with her is like a level 4 challenge, but if you fail, there's no like, unless you fail miserably or something.
Right.
She's,
Okay.
she's not going to like jack up the price, but we can
Cool.
see if we can get you a discount.
Well, and because my card family is visions, I have a +2, right?
You have a +2. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's just try a straight roll then, I suppose.
Okay. So as long as you get a 2 or higher.
Wish me some luck. Hey, I've got a 6.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So you sort of negotiate with her. What's the strategy of your negotiation? What's that look like as you're haggling with her?
Oh, just it's obvious that my friend here is interested in all sorts of strange things and fun little items, and all of us seem to appreciate a sense of style, and it's our very first time into the Undersling together, and I'm sure we'll be back soon. And you know,
All right.
we could become return
Regulars.
customers.
We'll spread the word. We'll tell everyone we know.
There we go.
All right. So she offers you a discount, a small discount down to 125 crystal instead of 150.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
All
So
right.
125. And can you
Yeah.
remind me what
Yeah. So they're a kindled item, so you can put them as kindled shit kickers. They do 4 points of damage, 1 bene accuracy, 1 vex interaction. Because basically the idea is they're so tough and scary looking that it hinders your social skills a little bit.
So the Vex you said only happens like once in like a
Oh,
day or something?
yeah, well basically it refreshes when you refresh the pool. So if it
Okay.
gets spent and you refresh the pool, or it refreshes because like time has gone by, yeah, then and only when you're wearing them. So if you're not wearing the boots, that's not in effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I basically pick an opportune time to make you spend it. Like when you're
Gotcha.
negotiating.
Right. That
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
remember that Vex in your interaction pool? Why don't you go ahead and
All
spend
right.
that now?
Great. I'm gonna put on my shit kickers. Gotta break them in, you know?
Oh yeah, they're nice supple leather.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Those
All
suit
right.
you. They look good.
Thank you.
Now, my other friends, is there anything Ariadne can provide for you?
Hey. Well, I already have boots, and I quite like the pair I have. And I'm not really feeling suits right now, so we're going to skip over that. Probably would shoot myself if I had a gun, so we're not going to get one of those. But blades, do you have anything lightweight and stylish?
Oh, of course. And she like goes over to one of the cases that she's flipped open. And it has an array of like slim daggers and stilettos and smaller blades in all kinds.
What about like a rapier? Something
Yes,
like a needle, like blade.
absolutely. And she goes, ah, yes. And she sort of turns around and lifts one off a rack, brings it down. Slim, elegant blade in a nice leather and silver chased scabbard. Pulls it out. It's got a full basket hilt, and it is the hilt is actually wrapped to look sort of like vines, like twisted vines made out of metal. And yes, it is a rapier. 15 crystal orbs. It's a level 2 weapon. Does 2 points of damage.
Vines aren't normally my aesthetic, but
Well, we have a variety of others. What is your aesthetic?
I like fire.
Oh, I've got just the thing. Now, are you looking for something a little special, perhaps?
Surprise me.
Okay. And she like rummages around and brings out like a separate case and unlatches it, folds it open, and the blade that is sitting there, the metal blade has that like heat treated pattern to it, like the rainbow, like someone took a blowtorch to it to give it that warped effect, and it sort of shimmers around. And the hilt is a little bit more simple, but the guard looks like flames. And it actually, as you look, when she grabs it, like it looks still, but when she grabs it and lifts it up, it animates. So the metal is like writhing and flickering like actual flame, and there's like a bit of heat shimmer along the blade.
Okay, I want that. You might have murdered me with that just a little bit.
Good.
So this is a bit of a heavier rapier. It does 4 points of damage. It
Ooh.
costs 160 crystal orbs, but it's level 3, and it also does similarly to the boots. It's 1 bene in accuracy and 1 vex in interaction. It's kind of intimidating.
That's a lot of crystal orbs. Perhaps a trade to lower the price?
Well, what do you have to offer?
Dimitri?
And it's like your little floating
My
servant.
little floating crystal. I don't have a lot of other stuff.
She looks at the crystal and says, "Oh, well, that crystal has some value." And she's like looking at it. Tell you what. Oh, this is probably worth about 40 crystals, so another 120 would call it even.
Don't quite have that on me. How about a payment plan?
All right. So this is definitely a bit of a challenge to see if she's willing to go on that. How much are you going to offer as an upfront payment?
I would be willing to offer, she said 160. How about 50% and a little, so 70 or 120. Okay. So 70 okay. Crystal.
Okay. So this will be a persuasion related task. And I'm going to say here the challenge is a little bit higher. I'm going to say this challenge is a 5.
Right. I don't think I have anything that will help me. So
you've got +1 because of the sovereign.
Okay.
So you have that. So your venture's at a 1. You can spend bene from your interaction pool to add 1 more to your venture if you want.
We're gonna do that because I really want that sword.
So your venture's at a 2.
Okay.
And you can spend bene from sortilege if you wish to roll extra dice. You can like pump some magical energy into your persuasive ability.
I really want that sword.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 2 dice.
Okay.
All right.
So 3 or higher.
Oh, well, good for me. I rolled a 4 and a 9.
There we go. All right. She's like, well, you're strangely convincing. I don't normally extend credit, but 70 crystal, and we'll have to do up a little contract here to ensure payment.
Of course.
And draws up a contract, which she sort of hands over to you, which is sort of one of those, like, if you, like, ensuring return of the property upon your, any possible accidental or untimely death. And there's a bunch of like warding bonds in there that are sort of like, it's a magical contract. So signing onto it should have the ability to give some like magical enforcement as well as legal about making you pay.
I'm going to take the time to read every single part of this contract and do a very thorough job. So, Daphne, if you need anything, I'm just going to read all of this.
Kay, do you want me to help you read that contract?
I mean, I do you have any special legal knowledge?
I'm a fucking librarian. I'm a goddamn genius.
Nigel is quite smart.
That
Yes.
is true.
People think because of my accent I'm dumb, but it's just the way I talk.
If you'd like to help me, Nigel, that would be greatly appreciated. Yes.
Anything, Kay. Of course. I'll read over it with you.
All right. And yeah, there's nothing like shady or nefarious.
I will sign it eventually.
It lays out like a weekly payment plan of basically 10 crystal orbs a week.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna, after I finish reading it, just sign key and then a W. And I don't remember what the W stands for, but I know that in so there's a W in my name, so I've added it to my signature because I think it looks nice.
All right. And she gives you, like a complimentary belt and hanger and all that stuff to like actually wear the rapier. So you can put it in your sheet as a flame-kissed rapier.
Flame-kissed. It's like me.
So medium weapon, 4 damage, level 3, and it's 1 Bene accuracy and 1 Vex interaction.
Cool.
And then she looks over at Daphne. And you, my dear.
At this point, I'm now just like wandering the store and like talking to myself again.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't even I'm like staring at all the things on the wall, and then I hear that there's like an audible silence, and I like
wait, would you like a joy, Daphne?
Yes.
So as you're wandering around and sort of just like, I can imagine Daphne like somewhat spaced out talking to herself, and like her hands just like lightly running over everything. Did I get that? The aesthetic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so like your tentacles are like periodically coming out of your hand, like little cilia, and touching everything. And it runs by a cane, and you feel something tug at the tendrils as little tendrils come out of the cane and like wrap around your hand.
Oh, I love that. That gives me, Emma, joy. Oh my. Okay. Where do I put that somewhere? Do I put
you
it?
Do. Yep. On your sheet in, I think, the upper right is a place to mark joy and despair.
Oh, I see it. Yes. Okay.
And 1 joy combines with 1 despair to form a crux, which is what you can spend to advance some of your characters. And you also get acumen, which also advances characters, but acumen and crux advance different elements.
Okay.
Yes, Key?
So if we have a point of despair from last week and we got a point of joy this week, do we have a crux?
You do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You don't need to combine them until you go to spend them.
Okay.
But, yeah. An extra despair you can convert into acumen.
So, what does the cane look like? Is it just like a standard issue cane, or?
Well, so the stick portion of it is like dark black, like your tentacles, and the head is capped in silver, and it has it's sort of elongated. It's like one of those almost like pistol grip canes as opposed to just like a ball top. And it looks decorative, like it's just kind of like a wavy sort of shape. But to you, I mean, it looks like when your hand turns into a tentacle, right? And you look underneath, and it's got little puckers on the bottom of the grip, and it sort of almost whispers to you when you touch it, and sort of, you know, the wooden base part sort of has these little tentacles coming off of it.
I'm gonna look over. What's this?
Oh, yes, excellent. The tentacle whip cane. A delight.
Oh,
Let me demonstrate. And she goes and like takes it up and has it sort of by the grip. And then she does like a flicking motion like you would to like snap a whip. And when it arcs back, you can see that the stick becomes like a tentacle and elongates back behind her and then snaps and cracks forward.
Oh.
I want this. How much? How much is this?
All right. So it is in the same ballpark. So it's kindled. This is 140 crystal orbs.
Good.
It's a level 2. It's a medium weapon. It does 4 points of damage. And its range is short range.
Upon hearing the price, Daphne is going to look quite crestfallen. Do you have anything cheaper than this, or perhaps a payment plan for me as well?
Well, what range were we looking for, my dear?
Significantly less.
How much less?
I'm gonna get in really close and whisper. 60 orbs, maybe 65.
Oh, 60 orbs. Well, I do have something not quite as nice, but similar. And sort of leads you down to sort of a little corner where there is a similar cane, but it's older. It's a little bit cracked. The wood looks like it's dried out. The silver's a little bit tarnished. And she says, well, we have this older model, something that came in on reclamation. The function is the same, just not quite as elegant. And it squirms a little bit as you get near it, like it wiggles almost like a sad puppy.
Oh, now I have to get it. With my, just out of curiosity, with my repair skill, would I be able to touch it up a bit if I were to purchase this?
Probably, yeah. It's not kindled, so it wouldn't restore any of that magical ability.
Right.
But it would definitely like look better.
Okay.
So right now the price on this is only 30 crystal. So it basically it does the same, like it's 4 points of damage. It turns into like a tentacle whip and has a short range. It just doesn't have any of the like extra bene or vex or anything.
That's fine. Sold. I'm buying it.
And it's sort of like it hums pleasantly. Pleasingly? No. It is pleased. Its hum denotes its pleasure as you pick it up.
I'm gonna take
Yay.
it and hold it.
There we go.
Well,
Alexis is nominated for all purring sound effects.
It's reflexive. So I hear a purring noise, I have to. Don't even think about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look around my friends, seeing all the dreams come true here and back. Hey, this is gonna be a good trip.
That's right.
Are we all ready to go
We
then
have
and
good
hunt down?
omens.
We
Let's go.
do. Let's go find us an angel.
And you an arm.
Yeah.
Perhaps at the same place.
I don't think
Want an
it would
angel
work.
arm.
Well, no. Oh God, no. I'm like,
You want one to like that was a joke. You think that maybe we take one and trade it for a demon arm?
I don't know if we should maim the angel. I
I
think we should
mean,
get. I think the Pinion Court. I mean, I don't know if the Pinion Court cares, but let's just get the angel back to the Pinion Court because all I'm really in it for is the money and the connections.
fair enough.
I don't want to complicate the deal. So let's go find an angel.
All right, let's play another Sooth card as you
Yes.
exit the shop.
Excuse me.
What do we have? What do we have?
So we've played the Rat, which is the
Oh.
the companion of mysteries. So the companion.
I think that's me. I think that's me.
So the companion
I think
duplicates
that's
the
me.
So the companion duplicates the previous card.
Oh,
That me.
So the mechanical effects for the sovereign are still in effect.
Okay then.
Me.
But rats
Remind-
are masters of survival.
Yeah.
All right.
If one can keep a low profile, success is very likely. So keep that in
Alright.
mind, that aspect of the divination in the narrative, which is a terrible calamity or disaster occurs, but hardy survivors withstand it. The community is plagued by rats. A secretive resistance forms to combat a larger force. Something strange is going on with shadows. I like that one. So,
Yeah, me too.
as you exit out into the streets of the Hollows, it is a quite shadowy place. It's flickering, fitful light. There's a lot of that like staticky flickering of light over doorways. Bar signs and neon flicker and stutter, and the shadows are deep, and they begin to writhe.
favorite.
As you can see, like the shadows extending out from alleyways and coalescing and running like liquid down the streets. And you can hear periodically on a side street, you hear like a horrified scream, and you can see the dark tendrils of the shadows start to like rise up into tendril forms that like start lashing out at buildings and passerbys. So navigating the streets right now is going to be perilous. You're not in any immediate danger. One is not attacking you at the moment. But you got to find an angel, and walking the streets is perilous.
Mhm.
Like the shadows are having fun right now. Maybe they went on a shopping spree too.
Well, shit.
We do have Dimitri. He can't go very far from me, but I turned to him. Have you seen anything? Any sort of angelic? Has my friend seen anything?
It's literally just seeing what you have seen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see into the darkness or no?
Sort of. I mean, what's happened is like shadow has like pooled out, and then like the streets lit like it was, but the shadows like lay like water or oil in the streets, and then are gooping up into tendrils that are like lashing out at people and things.
Would I be able to summon something that could help us navigate this?
Quite possibly. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm not sure. Uh, let's see. How do I want to do this? Either being able to summon something that could be able to help us find like a path, or something that could take us up or maybe down, but something that could take us over or under these shadows, or something that could disperse the shadows.
Yeah, so you can summon a creature up to level 2.
Okay.
So you might be able to get something that could fly you. And depending on how long it sticks around, it could maybe ferry trips, but it's probably only strong enough to carry one person at a time. If you're talking about combating the shadows, and of course you don't know what the relative strength of these shadow things are, but a level 2 creature might be able to do it. If you wanted to summon something with a lot of light, I mean, summoning an angel or a creature from the gold or something like that might be very appropriate.
And would that perhaps disperse, like if I brought something in that's
Yeah,
gives off
if it's potent enough level, so basically the way for like NPCs and effects, we just directly compare their levels, and the stronger one will win. And otherwise, if it doesn't dispel it, it might at least aid you in like your group traversing it. So it might drive the shadows back and give you a bonus or something.
well, let's go with that then. That sounds good.
So let's see. So yeah, so obviously lots of angels from the silver and things like that are beings of light. They don't have to be, but if you want a being of light, that would be one route. And the gold is a little bit more about rebirth, because it's the end of the path. But there would also be some creatures that that might fit, because it's like beauty and stuff like that under the gold sun as well.
Oh yeah, which is not really my shtick, but
So I mean, like an angel from the silver could be a being of light, but still be fearful and terrible to behold.
yes, that is what I want.
All right. Okay. So we're going to do a summoning here. And we'll just do a quick one. So you have access to a couple of different types of summoning to start. And so you can do you can do up to a level 3 creature. It's going to cost you sorcery equal to the level.
Okay.
And you can do counsel, aid, guard, or spy. I think aid sounds appropriate here.
Yeah.
To help you out. Helps you in a physical action that is not combat related. And you have to choose a means of colloquy. So this is how you're going to get it to do what you want.
Right.
So your options are persuasion, which, basically colloquies, the type you use, should fit sort of the creature you're summoning. So persuasion is pretty good. You have to be able to speak with it. You as a Goetic, you know all the languages of all these spiritual creatures except for anything that's particularly obscure. You can bribe it. You can coerce it. You can trick it. And that's pretty much it. I would suggest that persuasion is probably your best bet.
Yeah, that's what I am leaning towards.
All right. So you have to succeed on 3 separate persuasion actions.
Okey-dokey.
And the challenge is the level of the creatures. So it's level 3. But circumstances and the being's nature can increase this. I'm going to say that it's not going to increase it because you're summoning a creature of light to dispel shadows, and it's going to be pretty on board with that. So your challenge is a 3.
Okay. So am I rolling for this?
Yes. So do you have anything to help you with persuasion? I don't think so.
I don't.
No.
Definitely not.
No. And for any individual roll, you can spend a bene from interaction if you want. But you are +1 anyway because of the sovereign that's in play.
Okay. So, and what is it? What I have to get 3 or higher? Is that what you said?
3 or higher, yep. Well, your venture's 1 because of the card, so you're looking at 2 or higher.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna do this.
All right.
What does this look like when she's trying to
Got a
summon an
6.
angel?
Oh,
All right.
Loki?
So
Nice.
you've got three separate ones. So like basically what are your like 3 arguments that you're going to use for your persuasion?
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna sort of that these shadows are terrorizing this particular area and should
Mhm.
be dispelled by the light.
Mhm.
I'm also going to say that we are on. This is kind of lying. We are on a significant and important journey and must get through this space, and they are terrorizing us and should be dispelled by the light, maybe. And that fuck, what's my third argument? God, angels.
It's a mission of healing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to assume that like angels aren't necessarily all like good.
Good.
Yeah, they're creatures of the legacy. They watch over creation. They're particularly fond of discovering aspects of the legacy and the nature of creation. But they're not necessarily like just nice. In fact, a lot of them don't particularly like people because you guys kind of suck.
That's fair. That's super
Yeah.
fair.
We do.
So it could be wrathful too, right? And still be an angel.
I think I in that case then might say that we are also on a we're on a mission to exact not only repair and healing but also uh justice.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like angels don't like fallen angels, right? So because that's a stain on their honor.
Right.
All right, so I think those are all good arguments. You made 1 successful roll, so we just need 2 more.
Can't see. That's an 8
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's a 7.
great. So like what it looks like is you basically like, start the summoning, you start doing your magic thing, right? There's arcane words and hand symbols and gestures, and the creature is summoned, and then you negotiate with it. So when you complete the summoning, it's small because it's a level 3 angel, so it's not super potent. But it is an abstract humanoid shape of all hard angles and straight lines and glittering light that is like too bright to look upon. It's like pure silvery white light that just hurts the eyes when you're looking at it. And when the creature, when the being speaks to you in its own angelic tongue, that, well, Nigel would understand, because Nigel also understands the languages of all these creatures, but nobody else understands the conversation back and forth. And you use those arguments, and it agrees, and it basically unfolds these like fractal folding wings that like unfold down into infinity as they sort of stretch out, and it glides down the street ahead of you, and as it does, the shadows like scream and writhe and like scurry back into the recesses and corners as you're making your way down the street.
Amazing.
As that's happening, like I'm walking like a little too close to tell Serena, and my little tentacles are like, "Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this?"
I
Look at-
do. This is great. And I just lean in.
All right.
That was something. This is the first. It's my first like up close and personal encounter with something from the silver. Calm down, Nigel.
Relax.
It's fucking gross.
Oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
You know what's fucking gross? Oh, I've lost my accent.
I
The traveling accent. What was I doing? I don't know. It's gone. You know what's fucking gross? Not having an arm, Nigel.
Hey, that's rude.
It is rude. That's why we're gonna fix it, because you look like shit.
Yeah, you
It's
got
gonna help.
you got tentacles instead of veins, so that's pretty weird too.
Of course. I'm gonna go up and my little tentacles are gonna like.
Okay, that actually feels kind of good.
You're the one who wanted a tentacle arm.
Yeah, I kind of do. Do you know
So-
why?
So why are you judging?
Do you know why? It's because
Why is that?
the void creature that helped me destroy the Ash Gardens.
Mm.
They were all tentacly, so I just thought it'd be right if I replaced my missing arm with a tentacle.
There you go.
The best.
Yeah.
During this whole conversation, Key is just trying to poke the angel.
And it's like relatively insubstantial. Like your finger hits and you can feel the light, but it's not warm, it's kind of cold.
I think it'd be sharper. All the abstract geometric shapes and things.
It feels sharp.
I feel like the light that it's giving off reminds me of the moonlight. Does it? Yes? No?
Yeah, it does.
That makes me happy then. I'm good.
Some people say
Anything,
that
anytime
the
I
moon,
feel like the moon is smiling on me, I'm good.
some people say that the moon is actually the greatest artifact of the legacy in all of creation.
I'm like,
I say that. That's the thing I say.
That's the thing.
Definitely.
I started that.
I definitely say that.
I'm gonna look at Talsarine and be like, the moon? You mean that like big blob of cheese in the sky from like 1,000,000 years ago?
What about it?
Why are you so obsessed with it?
Why aren't you?
Now,
Well, I don't know.
1,000,000 years ago, that sounds like shadow thinking to me.
That's right.
Everyone knows that time is folding out both forwards and backwards from the moment of creation. The past is literally being created now.
Let go of the gray, Nigel.
Right.
Let go
Sorry.
of the gray.
It's not all that different for me, you know. I was a librarian in the grey too. But I was more well behaved. Anyway, why you like the moon
I
so
don't
much?
quite believe that, but okay.
Nigel wasn't horny on Maine for demons.
No,
but
he did do some breaking and entering though.
I think the types of trouble you got into were just different. More mundane. Yeah, Anyway.
All right. So how are you folks going to try and find this angel?
We're
that
gonna
doesn't
use
want to be found.
How long does my angel hang out for?
I believe. Let me double
Like an
check
hour.
here with aid. It's probably an hour.
Does the angel have like sense brethren?
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do angels know how to find other angels? I don't know if it would do something else for me.
As long as the action requires. So, subject to the summonings limitation based on your degree. So, I believe at least an hour. And you were like basically banish all this until we get where we have to go.
Got it.
So it's a little bit indefinite on how long it'll stick around. But the summoned entity will only do sort of like the letter of its contract
Okay.
kind of thing.
Got it.
generally. They don't do extra stuff or change there's no changing the parameters partway through kind of thing.
Daphne, does your friend want to become friends with my friend, and maybe they can help each other?
I'm not sure. I don't usually associate with angels, but ask. You could ask them.
Dimitri, go say hi.
Oh boy.
And it's up to an hour as a first degree goetic. It can take up to an hour to complete your task. And the angel doesn't really seem to necessarily, it doesn't need to rotate or move, because even though it's like vaguely humanoid, it's so abstract that it's literally facing in whatever direction you think it is. And it sort of just looks at the bobbing spirit and sort of like inclines its head, but doesn't seem to converse with it. I think they're probably from different realms. So they don't speak the same language.
So you summoned it, right? So is it gonna, sniff around for another angel? What's it gonna do? Or is it just beating back the darkness?
Yeah.
All right. I ain't got no magic that helps me find creatures, unfortunately.
I have a question.
Yes.
What would I need to do to weave together my threads of illumination from moonlight and sight from freedom?
Let's see here.
Would that allow
Moonlight.
me to help detect something?
It very well might. So let's
Or
see.
I have sight and silver because an angel is from the silver.
That's true. I think sight and silver.
Okay.
To let you see angels.
Give me like angel radar.
Yep. And levels of different effects. So that's how much sorcery you get to work with. 6.
Yeah.
All right. So level.
Was any magic enhanced and or depleted for this?
No, not by the
Okay.
sovereign.
Okay.
Although we just did summon an angel.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Which by the way, Emma, that brings you joy because you level 3 creature. It's the highest level thing you've ever summoned. So that brings you joy as a goetic.
Does it bring me despair?
Depends on how bad you really hate angels.
I fucking despise them.
Wow. Aggressive.
Aggressive indeed.
We have played the incriminating skull.
Oh.
Gold magic is enhanced, silver is hindered.
Mother of.
P.S. Get fucked.
The skull is uncovered, revealing a long buried wrong, evidence of a crime. However, the skull was once a person, and the person's family and friends miss them. Tells us there's a deeper, darker meaning. Something that should have been remained hidden becomes evidence. A friendly NPC, blah blah blah. Okay, so unfortunately, silver magic, which is probably going to be the color of this spell.
Yeah.
Is divination, which is indigo.
Okay.
So even though you're tying into the silver because of the silver aspect, the spell as a whole is divination.
Okay.
So its color is indigo. So it's not going to be affected by this.
Okay.
All right then. I take back everything I said.
I am going to say, so divine the answer to one question is a level 5 effect.
Whoa.
And level 6 effects are like telepathy at limitless range and creating and summoning creatures. High is good though, because while it's going to cost you a boatload of sorcery to use, remember the level of the effect is the venture on your thing. So like
Right.
finding
Okay.
the creature, if it doesn't want to be found, is not automatic based on the level. You're going to have to make a roll for finding the creature, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
compared to its level. So I'm just getting a sense here. Destroy, grant 2 points of armor, telepathy at long range. This is kind of like telepathy. So let's say, let's go with this is a level 5 effect.
Okay. Yuki.
So it's going to cost 5 sorcery.
Okay.
And that's going to give you a sensing radius of long range 30 meters. But if you want very long range, we can go up to a level 6 effect, and that's a range of 150 meters.
And how long would this effect last?
This will last basically for oh yeah, that's a good point, because let's see, what's the default duration? Default duration on all your stuff is 1 round. So it'd be a one and done, but what you can do is you can go for the lower range and up the amount of time that it lasts.
Okay.
Which is, let me just double check here. Yeah, so if we go down in range to 30 meters, you could bump up to the next category of duration, which would be an hour. Short duration. No, the next one is short, which is measured in rounds. Medium is in hours. So, and it's depletion checks. So you can go up to 15 meters and have it be measured in hours, and that will for a level 6 effect. Or you can go up to 30 meters and it will be measured in like minutes.
Okay. And how big is this like area that we're going to be searching?
It's a district of the city, so it's reasonably big. I mean, 150 meters is, it's only like what, a football field and a half, basically.
Okay.
So that as instantaneous is not going to cover. I mean, if you stood right in the middle, it might cover a big chunk, and you might get lucky.
I think.
Or if you drop down to the lower range, and then it lasts. If you drop down to the smallest range, 15 meters, it's like you're gonna have to walk the whole city. So if
Would
you
we
have
be
a
able
smart,
to do that within the hour?
well, so it's basically every hour you're gonna roll a dice, and it may or may not deplete. So you might get extra time out of it.
Okay. But would we be able to check everything within an hour or no?
It's doubtful you can check the whole city in an hour,
Okay.
but you could probably, or the whole district rather, but you could probably cover it in 2.
Okay. I guess let's try that.
Okay. All right, so you spend 6 sorcery.
Yep.
And it pops up. So
Okay.
So let's check the first hour. So you roll dice, it depletes on a 0 or 1.
Okay, so I'm just rolling 1 die.
You're just rolling 1 die.
Okay. No, I have an 8. So
Okay. And so let's roll again. Let's like sort of get a sense of how long it's gonna last.
okay. Okay, and then that's a 4.
Okay. And so
And then
let's
that's a 7. So
all right, so you've got a fair amount of time.
okay.
So regardless of what search strategy you used and how successful it was, you're going to eventually find it.
Good.
So you are walking by a crumbly old tenement building, and your angel radar like goes off. Although at this point, after the end of the first hour, the other Emma's summoned angel has disappeared. So let's see where we are now.
Oh.
Inevitable cataclysm.
Doing great.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's great.
Gold magic is enhanced, silver is hindered.
Uh-huh.
This is visions, swans, blades, and water, meanings, bad luck,
Okay.
endings, inevitability, breaking a relationship. Because a cataclysm is inevitable and you cannot prevent it. Yeah.
This is fine.
We're doing great.
Fine.
So as you find the building, and you find it sort of in that second hour, the summoned angel winks out, and you can sense from inside this building. And of course, your sorcery is depleted at the moment. Although you can, because you spent all 6.
Right. So my question is, while we're taking this walk around the city, does that count as like a rest, or can I
It does not.
take that to recover? Okay, I can take my action to recover though.
You can take an action to recover it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will do that. So I
And
have my sorcery pack.
So you know that this angel is in this crumbling tenement building, but that is the moment that the summoned angel winks out and the shadows flood in towards you in like a tidal wave coming down the street as all the dispersed shadow has been following behind you and is rushing towards the building. What are you gonna do?
Ooh.
Hide?
Panic. I think we're gonna start there.
Rush into the
Rush
building
inside.
that the angel is in, right?
Yeah, I'm running into that building.
Okay. So this is going to be a challenge to get there ahead of the onrushing wave of shadow.
I got my thing. I'm ready. I go like this. I speak a quick word and I cast Perilous Leap of the Desperate. I can't pull myself forward.
All right. And so that's one of your
Advanced
incantations.
magic, yeah. It's a Vancian spell.
Oh, one of your Vancian spells. Okay.
Yeah.
So you cast that and just like into the building.
So, however, it's called it's a desperate leap. So I must succeed at a level 3 challenge to land on my feet to avoid suffering 1 point of damage.
Okay.
God.
So go ahead and make that roll.
Oh, 9. Boring. I made it. Boring.
All right. So for everyone else, this is a level 4 challenge to get in ahead of this tidal wave of devouring shadow.
Can I can I cast my, how far away are we from the building?
You are you were sort of at the end of your range, so you're about 15 meters. It's
Okay.
about 45 feet.
That's farther than I anticipated. So I don't have anything yet. Oh wait, no.
Well, you can be like, we're not measuring it in like how far close you can move and around. So it's just like a general challenge. So what were you going to use?
My tentacle hand, but reach out and like pull myself quickly to the door.
So that doubles you to 15 meters.
What? Oh.
So the ranges work in categories and they're just loose, right?
Oh, okay.
So your reach is normally close, which is up to about 3 meters, because it involves taking some steps too, right? But your reach is doubled, so it ups you to the next range category. So it assumes you're taking some movement as part of that. But
Got
yeah,
it.
you can totally reach and grab and do that.
Okay.
So it's going to be, so what was going back to Nigel's, that was a level 2 spell.
Yeah, I spent
Oh.
my sorcery.
Okay. So so you're still going to make a roll because it's like about the timing of
Okay.
that jump. But the venture was going to be 2 because the level of the spell.
All right.
And then if you wanted to spend any additional movement, you could bene, sortilege. You're going to be rolling 2 dice because you're using a spell to help you.
Yep. I'm gonna spend 1 movement, so my venture is up to 3.
Yeah.
All right.
And
1 regular dice, 1 magic dice.
That's right.
A 4.
Good. You're good. So as long as you had a 2 or higher. So
Yep.
your jump. Okay, so Emma, so Daphne, you're using your tentacle hand, which is a level 1, so your venture is going to be at 1. The color is gold.
I was just gonna ask about that because isn't that enhanced right now?
That is enhanced, so your venture is at 2. And so we go from a 5 to a 4 to a 3. And if you want to spend from your movement, you can spend bene from movement.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what these shadows are. That's not great.
Yep.
So I might do that.
Okay, so you're looking at only needing a 2 or higher, and you're rolling 2 dice because you are using magic to help you.
Okay. We're gonna do this, and it's gonna be fine. Oh fuck. Okay. So I got a 6 on my regular dice,
Yeah.
and then a 1 on my magic dice.
No, that's fine. So you only need the 1 success. Yep.
Okay. Cool. We can only take 1 action right now. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean it's a little loose, but yeah, it's sort of like what's happening in about around. So your movement and casting of spells is going to be pretty much what you can do at the moment.
Okay. All right.
But you take like a running start forward and you tentacle Spider-Man into the building.
Okay. I would. Yeah. Cool. Perfect.
All right. Tell Serena, key.
I don't think I can do anything, so I'm just gonna run in.
Okay.
I unless I can, slash it with a sword.
If you want to try that, you totally can.
I'd rather just run in, I think.
Okay. So you can spend, if you want to spend any bene, you can spend 1 bene from movement.
Okay.
You can spend from sortilege to apply some magic to be rolling extra dice.
I've already spent one of those, so I'm gonna just do the movement. What do I have to get?
It's a 5.
Oh,
If you're spending
okay.
for movement, your venture is 1, so you're looking at needing to roll 4 or higher.
Okay. That's a 6.
All right. So Key just like head down, charges. The wave is like lapping at your heels as you get into the building.
Run, Key, run!
He's really tall too, so it's kind of awkward. So it's like sort of.
Gang. Tell Serena.
Okay. Can I spin the escape quality of freedom with deception from moonlight?
Yes, absolutely.
Misty escape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like
Okay.
Misty Step?
All right, and so you want to teleport Short range.
Or run faster, whatever that looks like magically. Yes. I want to
Let's
escape
see.
from these shadows.
Let's see. What's the default range on these? Near and touch. Okay, so it's going to cost you a little bit extra to go from near to short. Oh no, near is short. Sorry. So
Okay.
freedom is
Good.
good. Oh yeah, I mean a level 5 effect is move 1 mile instantly.
Okay.
So let's see. I thought this was move up to 5 pounds, move up to 25 pounds. Yeah, I'm gonna say like a level. Let's do this as a level 4.
Okay. And the card that's up right now is Visions, which is my thing. Does that do anything? I'm not sure.
No.
Okay.
It's just the gold magic,
Okay.
which actually, this movement. What color would that be? I had that somewhere. Yeah. So, but I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Because you're applying a level 4 effect. So if you're rolling 2 dice and you only need a 1 or higher.
Okay. Okay. Spending so much sorcery.
And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
spending 4 sorcery.
Yep. Here we go. I've got an 8 and a 5.
Good. So
We're good.
you misty step into the building. So
Ah!
so you folks get into the building and like slam the door closed as there is like a impact rattling against it of shadow. And then there is a
Hard nope on
voice.
those shows.
As we have played the lucky coin.
Oh.
Something good is coming.
Thank God.
All right. So.
Look, I see wealth up there. and freedom. These are things I can get behind.
All right. So as you teleport into the building in like a swirl of moonlight and like moon glitter exploding as you step in and the shadows impact on the building, there is a voice behind you of a sort of just like a thin kind of wavering male voice that just says, "Oh, hello there. What do you want?"
My instinct is just say, you.
there's like a nondescript person sort of huddled in like a tattered overcoat and like a hat pulled down over their head. The voice sounds vaguely masculine, but kind of gender neutral, really.
Do we have this angel's name?
Va was the angel's name that you had.
We're looking for Va. I think he can help me.
Oh, I don't know any Va. I'm sorry. I don't know who you're looking for.
Do I sense truth in that?
So why don't we see? So you've got a skill at reading motives.
That's right.
Yep. And you don't know the level you're rolling against here. So you do know your venture is 1 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If you're spending anything, it would come from interaction.
I will do that.
Okay. So you're got a venture of 2 at the moment, and you can spend sortilege. And I'm going to tell you that if this creature or entity is magical, like an angel in disguise, you do need to apply magic because you actually need to get 2 successes, not just 1. So at the very least, you would, if you're not using a spell, you would want to pump sortilege into your effect.
Okay. I have a skill also that's understanding natural magical effects. Does
Mm-hmm.
is an angel like naturally magical? What is I'm not entirely certain what natural magical effects encompasses.
Yeah, so in this case, think not so much because like all magic is natural in the sense of like not artificial, but this is more natural magical effects in the like tree hugger hippie sort of way. So like
Okay.
effects to do like that stem from nature, as
I
opposed
understand.
to ones
Okay.
that intelligent beings create.
Okay. So instead of like it's inherently magical, it's
That's right.
yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. This is a
Okay.
magic plant that does X. Yeah.
Right. So I also have, let's see. So I either have to spend sortilege or cast another spell, right?
Yes. Which could be like your general spell. Oh no, I think you don't have any general spells.
I do have sight and deception. Freedom has sight and moonlight has deception. Would that allow me to see through deception?
Possibly, yeah. It's more about deceiving others, but like seeing through illusions. Small illusions the size of a person are a level 2, so I'd say that seeing through them would be about the same level. So that
Cool.
could be a level 2 effect.
All right, I
So
have
you'd spend
no
2
more
sorcery.
no more sorcery for me. Here we
Okay.
go.
But your venture is at what, 3?
Yes, because I spent 1 from interaction and I'm spending
So
2 from
4.
sorcery. Okay, so 4.
Yeah,
Cool.
and you're magically enhancing it, so you're rolling 2 dice.
All right. Here we go. Oh, is anything enhanced from the card?
Silver, silver. So this is about
It's
seeing truth. So it would be indigo.
makes sense. Here we go. All right. So that's oh yeah, that's a 9. Hey,
Oh,
a
and
9 and a 2.
A 9 and a 2. So you're looking at this creature, and you can see through its disguise to a stunningly beautiful female angelic creature underneath.
I think you can help us.
And she can see that you've sort of like seen through the shroud, so to speak, and stands up taller until she unfolds to a great height and like sheds the overcoat, sheds the tattered rags, and begins glowing with a soft golden light. Her wrinkled face sort of smooths out to a very beautiful, stunningly, unhumanly beautiful form. And from her wings unfold a set of wings like those of a dragonfly, but made out of pure light.
She's hideous.
Will you quit, Nigel?
Oh,
Why do you hunt me?
we're here to bring you to the justice of the Pena Court. We're just a couple regular justicars, we are. interested in, truth and the pursuit of all that.
I didn't intentionally kill any of those people that they have accused me of doing.
Well,
What?
then shouldn't you just agree willingly to go to court and prove your innocence?
The court will find me guilty regardless. I have no wish to face their trumped up kangaroo court.
Well, love. The truth of it is, I lost an arm, and I found someone who's going to help me get that arm back. And part of this deal is bringing you to the Pinion Court. So I'm afraid we're at an impasse.
And she sort of narrows her eyes and her nostrils like flare out as she sort of bends over towards you. To measure her success here, I'm gonna have you make like a defense roll.
All right.
This will be a resist.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
So it's like avoiding like mental,
Okay.
like mental magic.
Oh, all right.
So you could have skill in resist, which I don't believe you do.
Okay. No, I don't.
Yeah, and any bene, if you want to spend any, come from your intellect pool.
Oh yeah, got those. All right. And then I have the other reflection as the real you active, so I have 2 reflections that beings target, but I'm not sure if it's like attacks or whatever. I can't remember the exact wording. Basically, the first 2 times something goes for me, they hit my reflection instead.
Yeah, I think that would be more physical effects.
All right. I don't know. I'm just checking. All right. I will spend a bene for my intellect.
Wait, would I be able to help him in this moment? Or is
Possibly.
this
How would you like to help him?
by creating a protective circle, which adds +2 defense?
So it takes time. So it's not like an instant circle. It's like you like chalking out a circle, so it would take like a couple of minutes.
Please hold this attack just for 1 second.
Yeah.
Never mind, you're on your own, Nigel. Good luck.
All right. So I'll spend a bene for my intellect pool. Got lots of that, thankfully. Ooh, hello. And then I will spend a sortilege. And that will add what, 2 to my venture then?
The sortilege will add dice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
The intellect will add 1.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So 2 dice adds 1 to my venture. Believe that's all I got. So I shall roll it. An 8 on my. So wait, hold on. An 8 on my magical dice. Yeah. And then the other one wasn't a 0. Wasn't on a 0.
All right. So yeah, and she sort of like rocks back.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking tourist. Don't try that shit on me.
I have no interest in your lost arm. And I have no desire to go before the Pinion Court. If it's merely money that you're after, I'm sure we could make arrangements.
I'll be honest. It's not just money I'm after. I'm going to take great satisfaction in bringing you before the Pinion Court. And I don't care if you're guilty or not. And they cut your fucking head off. I'm going to enjoy every single moment of it. I'm not going to look away.
Well then, I'm not coming willingly.
No, you're not. And I'm going to begin to cast a spell.
All right. And what are you going to
Oh
cast?
no.
I am going to cast In the Grip of the Darkening Beast. Which is a blindness effect. It's a beta spell.
All right. So this is a level 5. Are you are you using the?
I'm gonna have to let it go.
You're gonna have to let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a level 5 +1 die, so you're rolling 2 dice.
Yep. +5 to my venture.
+5 to your venture. Yep.
Yeah. And that's all there is to it. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, well.
There it is. There it
Oh
is.
no, here we go.
All night.
A 6 total. However, so a 6 total. However, I rolled a 0 on my magic dice.
Okay.
Ah!
So you rolled a 2 on the dice that with the +4
It was +5, right?
or +5. Yeah. So you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 1 and a 0. Okay.
Yep.
And with magical creatures, you actually need successes on both dice, not just.
Oh, it's both dice. It's not successive rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
On magical creatures, on like mundane tasks, you're just increasing your odds of success. But with magical things, you need 2 successes.
Perfect.
But you triggered Flux.
I did.
All right.
Mean.
So as you go to like, cast this and strike her blind, you can just feel this resonance that your body sort of like seems to shrivel and is afflicted with a bit of weakness, and you've gained 1 vex to your physicality pool.
All right. So that just goes. Oh, physicality. Understood.
Yeah. So the vex is that marked with the header of an X.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that in right there. It's right there.
Cool. What's everybody else doing? Definitely look at your ephemera, because this is probably the moment you want to like pull out the big guns.
Yeah, I would like to have a quick solitary cry.
Mm-hmm. It's a free action.
Good. And then I would like to use. Okay. Wait, what is the name of this? Blood's voice sings a song of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that here?
Let's see.
Please say yes.
Sounds sweet.
Please say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heck. Okay, so Daphne is gonna it doesn't say that I have any knives on me. Can we say I have a small itty bitty knife?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Daphne's gonna take a little knife out of her pocket, and she's gonna take a really long sigh, and just sort of stare at Nigel. And while she's staring at him, she's going to sever her finger.
Yes.
And toss it on the ground. And from that, a massive tree will begin to grow, which will begin attacking the angel. I'm going to, since it will obey what it's my commands, I'm just gonna say attack and point at the angel. However, in the process, I take a wound.
Yep. Which is a third of the way to dead.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but Daphne cuts off her whole finger and then throws it on the ground, and this tree erupts out of the ground and just starts swinging at the angel.
Can I have a tentacle take my finger's place, just so that I have something there?
Oh yeah, there's a little tendril wiggling around. It's from your tentacle hand, so. All right.
I love it. Thanks, I love it.
Excellent.
I do too.
Tell Serena, Key, what are you folks doing?
I don't have any big infirma that will really do a lot of damage, but I really like my new sword. So I think I'm gonna try to attack the angel with my new sword.
Okay.
Never used a sword before, but it really is my aesthetic, so of course it's going to work perfectly for me.
That's right.
All right.
That's how that works, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
So I would spend the bene it gives you in accuracy, because you spend from accuracy to help you hit things.
Okay.
And it's a level 3. So your venture starts at 3. So like the level of the item is your venture to start.
Okay.
So if you spend that 1 bene from accuracy, you're at a level 4. And you're gonna have to spend sortilege, because you do need 2 successes to stab the angel, because it's magic.
Right. I can't do. I'm not a weaver. I can't make it magical or weave a spell into my sword attack, can I?
No.
Okay.
Sortilege?
Yeah, so you can spend sortilege. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll spend
Which is what that is. Like, sortilege is just you channeling magical energy into whatever you're doing.
Can my sword light on fire? Can that be what that looks like?
Oh, it absolutely does. Like, when she held it, when you grab it, like the whole blade is shimmering with heat, and then as you pump sortilege into it, it like erupts in flame.
Nice. All right, now I'm going to try to chop the angel's head off.
But you roll 2 dice.
But both have to succeed.
Oh.
They're both zeros.
Oh,
So we have so only the magic one counts. The regular one doesn't trigger flux. So we don't trigger major flux, which is what 2 zeros is. It's still a minor flux. And
It's fine.
all lights or
no.
flames nearby flicker and then go out. So the room is suddenly
Ah.
cast into darkness, illuminated only by, because these won't go out, her wings of pure light.
Fuck.
Oh
Cool.
boy.
this is upsetting.
So none of you can now see.
All right, that's fun.
This is not
Good
fun.
job. Good job, Key.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna kick it.
Yeah.
With my shit kickers.
All right. So if
I'm
you're gonna
gonna
spend
spend-
anything, you can spend
I'm
from.
gonna spend a sortilege.
Yep, and
right?
you can spend. You're gonna have to spend sortilege. And you can spend a bene from accuracy if you want as well. To
Cool, I'm gonna do
increase
that.
your venture.
Okay, great. So, let's see. My venture starts at. What does it start at because of the
Your boots
kickers?
are, what did I say? Level. They say level 3.
You said that they do 4 points of damage. I'm not
Yep.
sure what level you said they were.
Yeah, that's just because they're a medium weapon. I think I said level 3. So your
Okay.
venture would start at 3.
I'm adding that in. Okay. All right. So adding the accuracy and then
Yep, so if you
that's
spend a
4.
bene from accuracy, then that's a 4. And you spend
Alright.
from your sortilege to roll 2 dice.
Here we go. I got a 9 and a 7.
Alright. So you haul off and kick the angel right in the shin. And there's a flash from your shit kickers. And
I did
so
a thing.
So that does 4 injuries.
We're doing great.
Which will then translate into 1 wound. So as you kick the creature and like
Ooh.
silver blood starts like leaking out of her leg, and she howls in rage and pain, and lashes out at you with glittering light. And I'm going to need you to take a dodge action.
Oh no.
Unless you have anything else you're going to do, but otherwise it's a dodge.
I don't have like an action to recover. That was my action, correct?
Yes, that was your action.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
So you can spend from movement to increase your
Okay.
dodge.
I'll do that. We're
Yep.
doing great. I have so much shit depleted right now. Okay. I have a 5.
All right.
It's a total of
So
6, right?
so that's a total of 6. Yeah. All right. So her glittering light like just crashes into you,
No.
and it does
Oh no.
um it does 5 injury. So the way this is going to work, so you've got 3 injuries, right? 3 wounds, 3 anguish. So when you accumulate the 3 injuries, it gets translated into a wound.
Okay.
So the first
no.
3, so you blow through, and then it's a wound, and then you've got 2, and then those reset. Sorry, and then you would get 2 more.
Where do I track this? I'm looking for
It
where that is
is
tracked.
underneath your Surde's qualia, like underneath your pools. You've got injuries, wounds, anguish.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
and there's
right
just
there.
3, so you just
Sure.
mark them off with X's.
All right. So I have 1 wound and then the remaining 2 injury. Is that how
Yeah.
this works?
It is.
Oh gosh.
Because now you can spend a bene from physicality to at the moment to negate a wound.
I will do that.
Yeah. So then you're just left with the 2 injuries.
Okay. Doing great.
This is fine.
All right.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
All right, Nigel, what are you doing?
We're in
All
trouble.
right. Well, fuck. I really didn't want to go this way, but here we are. I'm just going to throw out Azara's Bolt of Sorrow, which is a level 2 spell.
Okay.
Going to spend the sorcery to keep it.
Yep.
Yep.
2 sorcery. Yep.
I got really nothing else left. I'm going to spend my last sortilege to add to this, I guess.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 3 dice.
Yeah. God bless. Good God. Okay. 8, 6, 4.
Okay, so
8, 6.
Yep. So your bolt hits it.
All right.
And so that does what? 2 injuries?
Yeah, I believe so. Might be 3, but yeah.
No, I think
I'll check.
it's usually the level of the spell.
Right. Yep,
Right.
2 injuries.
So the bolt impacts and hits against it. Daphne, Key, what are you folks doing?
Key?
Oh, your tree is bashing at it.
Yes, my tree is there hitting it.
Go
Hopefully.
tree.
All right. So it whacks and does a bunch of damage.
It did?
Yep.
Tree is like bad ass.
The tree is pretty badass.
Okay, so that did that. Then am I doing
Yep.
something too?
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna use. Okay, so I forgot the name of it. All I put down was whip cane.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have. I would like to use that. I wanna edit.
Okay.
But I forgot to write down all the stuff that it does.
That's okay. It's
I'm a professional.
Shame.
All right, so I think this was a level 2.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's medium, so it's 4 damage, and its range is short. All right, so its venture starts out at 2 because it's a level 2, and again, you're basically gonna have to spend sortilege because you need magic involved here.
Okay. No, So my question is, there are 2 columns of that. Which column am I taking stuff
What
out of?
one is your total, and the other one. So like I marked in the note above the Certes pool, like current Bene versus your pool.
Oh God, I gotta start reading.
Because you got to keep track of what the total number is and your current number, right?
Okay. I see. So I need to remove from movement because I didn't do that earlier, and now I'm spending sortilege.
Yes.
Do it, and I just spend 1, so now I'm down to 2.
You
Is
spend
that right?
1, so you're rolling an extra dice. Yep. And if you want to increase your venture, you would spend from accuracy.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Why not? Let's do this.
Go big or go home.
Exactly. So I'm rolling 2 die. Was that
Yes.
right?
You're rolling
die.
2 dice.
2
And your
dice.
venture-
Yep.
two-
Not
yep.
die.
And your venture is 3.
Guys, I'm sorry. I got a 0 and a 1.
Okay. Was the 0 on the magic dice or your regular dice?
Nope,
Die?
it was magic.
It was on the magic. All right.
Yep.
So you miss.
What is this?
You're doing great.
At least your tree will carry us to victory.
Yeah, and it stays there forever. It doesn't move. This house now has a tree in it forever.
The door behind you
No.
clicks with its lock. The lock on your door, on the door out of the building, locks.
Shit. Like locks from the inside?
Well, you just hear it snap, like a lock on the door snap closed.
Cool. No, nothing to worry about.
All right, Key.
Cool.
Right. Well, the sword didn't work, and I probably need to practice with the sword before I try to use the sword again. So I'm just gonna go back to my bread and butter and try to light the angel on fire because I know how to do that real good, guys.
You do.
Um,
So you're gonna
Doing
cast
great.
Elemental Scar.
Yes, I'm gonna just sort of slice down as if I had the sword still in my hand and try to cause this sort of scar of fire to hit across the angel that I could not really see except for the the shadow in between the wings.
Okay. All right. So you spend 3 sorcery,
Yup.
and so your venture is at 3. You're rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
You can spend a bene from accuracy if you wish to make your venture a 4.
Don't have any of those left, so
Okay. And if you want to add extra dice, you can spend a sortilege.
yeah, I need to hit her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hit her last time. I need to hit her. I'm gonna do that. All right. So 3 dice. I rolled a 9, an 8, and a 5 on my magic die.
9, 8, and 5. Okay, so you lash out your you strike with this lash of fire, and I think this just inflicts a wound, right?
Elemental scar is
Oh, it damage equal to the level, and then if it is wounded. And ooh, that's enough because of where it was.
and I also get a +2 because I have combative magic.
Yes, that's right. So it actually does 5 damage. So you lash out, and then there's this. It like lashes down across its front, leaving this like gaping wound that is glowing with embers and fire as she collapses.
Yeah, don't quite kill her. We gotta bring her to the Pinya court.
Right. I won't do anything else. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Tell Serena like stops mid kick. Oh, okay. All right, we did
can I
it.
tell the tree to
We did
stop
it.
attacking it, or is it just gonna?
Oh yeah, no, the tree will stop.
Oh,
This tree lives here now.
it's a shame. It does. The tree
I'm
lives
going
here.
to visit this tree.
You should.
Later.
Its name is its name is Lily.
Lily the tree. Yes.
Is that Is that how your house got built in our little courtyard? Someone lapped off their finger and tossed it in our courtyard.
Secrets will cost you.
Eh.
All right. So are you gonna take the angel to the Pinion Court?
Yeah.
I guess we are.
All right. So we'll sort of expediency because we've gone well over our time. But thank you, players, for sticking around. You basically take it to the Pinion Court, and you walk into a square that has like tiered benches rising up around it, and then this tall like platform with an elevated like judge's pulpit that the judge sits in, doing the whole like powdered wig and like black robe. And the ground of the Pinion Court, the square, is entirely covered in feathers of all kinds and shapes, that even as the wind ruffles through, they do not move. They stay in place. But you're walking through them and they are inches deep, like treading through snow. And you can see that there is like specks of blood on lots of these wings. And you hand over Va to the guards.
What have we done?
And are you going to stick around for the trial?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss this for all the crystal orbs in the world.
Yeah. So the trial. Yep, absolutely.
No. Okay.
Definitely.
Nope. It's totally. I was gonna ask if I could lie down in the feathers, but we can go watch the trial.
Like eventually it fills up, right? And and
you want to make feather angels in the angel wings?
They don't move. So even as you like ruffle through them, they like you just kind of brush over them and they stay in place. The trial proceeds, and it's pretty quick, but there's magic involved and questioning back and forth, and the angel's sort of like bound with these like manacles that are keeping it in place. And she eventually confesses, and while she is being tried for 2 murders, one of which she completely maintains her innocence and no confession is brought out of her that she committed it. But the second one, she eventually confesses to, although says that it was inadvertent. So she was inadvertently responsible for the death, but did not commit murder. But nevertheless, the Pinion Court finds her guilty for her crimes, and that she is declared a fallen angel and to be stripped of the legacy. And a hooded individual comes out onto the stage carrying like a glittering knife that he then proceeds to cut the wings off of Va's back. And they are these wings of like glittering light, but as he cuts them off, they disintegrate into these feathers of iridescent light that then flutter to the ground, dispersing over and joining the other feathers in the Pinion Court. And then Va, with 2 bleeding, gaping wounds in her back, is led away to make her way as a fallen angel in the actuality.
Thanks, I hate it.
I think for everyone except Nigel, that is worth a despair.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, this is heartbreaking.
Oh, that was awesome.
He hates it.
For Nigel, I think that is worth a joy.
You're damn right it is.
All right, we will end there. Because we have ran well over. Apologies to my players.
No.
But I figured it was okay. So we will go through, remind us who you are and what your favorite moment of the game was, and why don't we start with Matthew?
My favorite moment. So I'm Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. Check me out. Yeah, who cares? And my favorite moment of the game was definitely that a lot. It was a really good game, but I have to say, watching that angel get executed, clipped was pretty awesome.
Getting her wings clipped.
Yeah, I like that whole last segment, fighting the angel and seeing her getting clipped. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Anders.
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button. I'm Anders. You can find me on Twitter at Anders_D_K. And all that stuff with the angel at the end and the floor was covered in feathers and we were like, uh-oh. And yeah, that was great. But I think Esmeralda becoming my friend was my favorite part.
Excellent. I am glad that you enjoyed that. That was fun. All right. Keep it going around, Alexis.
Hey, I'm Alexis. You can find me on Twitter at VoxFanato. You can find me over on Dice Priori. I am suffering a cold and I am all drugged up. Sorry. I'm doing great. I'll be crafting tomorrow, so check that out. But my favorite part was probably Daphne cutting her finger off and it turning into a tree.
That's pretty great.
That was
That
was yes.
perfect
Loved
example. It was a perfect example of how awesome the ephemera are. Like, and you're inflicting a wound on yourself to do it by cutting off your own finger.
It was amazing.
There's
And
a few ephemera.
Yeah. And every moment that she leaned in with her little, she leaned in too close to anything.
It was great.
It was great.
All right, and Emma.
Oh, I can't. I'm not used to these glasses. They're width and height. Still getting used to it. Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. You can find me over at Dice Priori on Tuesdays. Otherwise, I'm here a lot. I think my favorite moment from today, that combat was pretty cool, but the moment when we had to figure out how to get into the house with these shadows, these horrifyingly terrifying shadows chasing after us, that was my favorite moment.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I am Dan. You can find me largely here, and mostly running Invisible Sun and a few other things. Be sure to stay tuned and check us out. There'll be no Saturday night Invisible Sun this week because I have commitments in the gray. I gotta go, hang out with a friend's important milestone birthday. So I won't be here, but we will be back with more Invisible Sun. Probably be more Invisible Sun on Tuesday again, not Cypher, and we will return. So thanks everyone for watching, and good night.
Oh.